Please subscribe my channel. I never imagined bringing my wife to her company's gathering would lead to something so heartbreaking. It was meant to be a simple, enjoyable evening, a professional milestone party with tunes playing, cocktails flowing, and casual chats. Nothing out of the ordinary. I was just the supportive spouse, dressed in a sharp gray suit, ready to grin politely and carry her bag if needed. My name is Nathan. I'm 37 years old, and I've been married to Sophia for 10 years. She always claimed we complemented each other perfectly, her vibrant spark against my steady reliability. Perhaps I trusted that idea a bit too deeply. The event took place at a sleek upscale hotel in downtown Chicago, featuring expansive floor-to-ceiling windows and dim, atmospheric lights, the sort of venue that elevates everyone's charisma. Sophia was absolutely stunning that evening. She wore an elegant red gown, let her hair cascade freely, and her laughter rang out more vibrantly than ever. Heads turned toward her, and I couldn't help but notice those admiring glances. At first, it didn't bother me. I fetched refreshments, engaged in light banter, and fulfilled the familiar supportive role I'd grown accustomed to. But gradually, Sophia stopped returning to my side. She'd dive into one group discussion after another, sharing hearty chuckles with hands lightly touching her shoulder. That's when he caught my eye, Ryan. He stood tall, exuding natural assurance, the type of guy who truly focuses when someone speaks. He drew full-bodied laughs from Sophia that echoed through the room. I convinced myself not to read too much into it. If tales like mine strike a chord with you, show some love by liking this so it reaches others facing similar hidden pains. Long-term relationships train us to dismiss those subtle warning signs. Nobody wants to come across as the paranoid partner or the overly possessive one, so we push down the unease and label it faith in each other. As time ticked on, the volume rose, the beverages hit harder, and Sophia wandered even farther from me. When I eventually approached, she hardly registered my presence beside her. Ryan greeted me with a casual smile, as if I were just another colleague he'd recently encountered. Sophia delayed introducing me properly. That brief hesitation spoke volumes, louder than any harsh words could. I stood there beside my own wife, feeling utterly unseen. Has that subtle form of disregard ever pierced your heart? Share it in the comments. Those quiet hurts carry real weight. Near midnight, Sophia whispered she needed to step to the ladies' room. She didn't return. I lingered, masking my growing concern, watching minutes stretch into what felt like endless hours. Glancing at my phone, a text from her appeared. She was leaving early and would grab a lift home. My heart sank like a stone. Stepping into the crisp night air outside, her vehicle remained parked exactly where we'd left it. In that instant, clarity hit me hard. Drop the word respect in the comments if you agree no relationship can endure without it at its core. I lingered by my vehicle for ages, mentally reviewing every gut feeling I'd brushed aside. Real trust isn't about ignoring red flags. It's about reciprocal kindness and consideration. That evening, the mutual care had vanished completely. From inside, joyous voices and music poured out, as though the world remained unchanged. But for me, my world had cracked irreparably. I hadn't yet figured out who Sophia was departing with, only that it wasn't me. That painful truth cut deeper than rage ever could. It was raw, piercing, impossible to ignore. A fundamental change had occurred, and there was no going back. I chose not to pursue her or bombard her with calls. I simply slid into my car and waited, knowing some boundaries, once breached, require no heated debates. If these words stir something deep inside you, pass this along to anyone who might be in my shoes from that fateful night. I observed happy pairs exiting into the lot, arms intertwined, their joy resonating in the air, while I remained solitary, technically married, yet emotionally alone. I urged myself to remain composed, to gather evidence before jumping to conclusions. Yet inwardly, I sensed this evening would haunt our future indefinitely. I didn't picture explosive arguments or dramatic confrontations. I foresaw growing emotional gaps, excuses that fell flat, and a bond that could never fully mend. The toughest blow wasn't envy, it was mourning. Mourning the solid partnership I believed we had built. Leaning against my car under the stars, I grasped a profound truth. Genuine affection doesn't fade with fanfare. It ebbs away silently, unnoticed at first. Often, you don't lose your loved one through a massive blow-up. You lose them amid the crowd at a social gathering. That heavy realization washed over me, calm yet devastating. As car beams flashed by and the evening pressed on, I awaited Sophia's decision. Sophia emerged almost 18 minutes later, not by herself. Ryan strolled alongside her, coat draped over his arm, whispering something that sparked another bright smile from her. Upon spotting me waiting, her face changed, not quite remorseful, more annoyed at an interruption to her moment. "This is Ryan," she eventually said. "He's connected to one of our partner companies." Ryan gave a friendly nod, completely at ease, as if the situation held no awkwardness whatsoever. Sophia glanced back at him, promising to message soon. Then she climbed into our car, fastened her seatbelt, and fixed her gaze forward. The ride home unfolded in heavy silence, not the comfortable sort, but one thick with unspoken tensions. I held back from probing questions. She provided no voluntary details. Her device buzzed once, then twice. She flipped its screen down quickly. Arriving home, she slipped off her shoes and mentioned exhaustion before heading upstairs without a backward glance. For the first time, I truly felt isolated within our union. The following day, she carried on as if everything was fine, brewing coffee, following our usual rhythms, making small talk. No remorse expressed, no acknowledgement of the night before. It dawned on me then, the events at the gathering weren't an accidental slip. They were deliberate choices. When I finally brought up Ryan, she exhaled dramatically as though I was wearing her out. She accused me of blowing things out of proportion, insisted nothing improper occurred, and claimed I humiliated her by lingering outside. That's when a vital lesson crystallized. Authentic truth stands strong without needing justification. True respect never requires alibis. I spent that night in the spare bedroom, not as retaliation, but to safeguard my own heart. Distance brings clarity. Raw feelings often cloud judgment. In the weeks that followed, the puzzle pieces aligned. Extended work hours, newfound secrecy around her phone, an emotional detachment that seemed practiced. I refrained from snooping or pleading. I simply paid attention. One night, I asked straight out if she still wanted our marriage. Her response didn't come immediately. Then, softly, she wasn't sure. Those words revealed all I needed to know. What choice would you make in that moment? Remain quiet or step away? Open up in the comments. Let's discuss this openly and supportively. I packed up and left 2 weeks after. No yelling, no theatrics, just organized belongings, thoughtful choices, and the profound sense of closure. Sophia didn't try to halt me. She observed with folded arms, as if this outcome was bound to happen. Many assume infidelity explodes dramatically, but often it's quiet and insidious, prioritizing external flattery over lifelong promises, seeking outside affirmation instead of honoring commitments. By pure coincidence, I crossed paths with Ryan several months down the line. He appeared startled, even uneasy. He expressed hopes that I was faring well. I assured him I was, and I genuinely meant it. Letting go of Sophia didn't destroy me. Clinging desperately to someone who'd already emotionally departed would have. Recovery took time. Certain evenings dragged painfully. Yet peace came from prioritizing my self-worth over desperate denial. If my experience mirrors something you've endured, forward it to those who need the powerful reminder. Honoring yourself is always essential. Sophia and I finalized our divorce. There's no lingering anger, just healthy separation. I hold no grudge against her. I simply refuse to justify her actions any longer. I've come to understand that true commitment isn't about being selected once at the altar. It's about being chosen daily, repeatedly, even in private moments when temptation lurks. That gathering didn't mark the death of our marriage. It was the instant I quit pretending it was still thriving. Choosing to leave isn't always defeat. Often, it's the most courageous act of preserving your dignity. As we wrap up, give this a like if it brought you some insight. Comment one word capturing your feelings from this tale, and hit subscribe for more authentic accounts on love, boundaries, and inner resilience.